I am Mrs. Kasha. I'm a guidance counselor. I have students' last names G-O-V through L. Hopefully, if you're my student, you know you're my student. Yay. And how to say my name.
Mrs. Lamb, guidance counselor for students with last name M through SHA.
Mr. Stiver, guidance counselor for last names SHE through Z.
And Miss Valentine, students with the last name A through GOU. Goo crew.
Good crew.
So we will do our best to answer some general course selection questions. If you are going to ask us, like, what's the difference between myth and contempt and Brit and AP, we're going to say, we don't know. So if you want to ask, like, if you're going to ask, what's the workload difference between AP Econ and regular Econ, we're just going to say AP Econ has more work because it's AP. So if there are specific questions, if you're looking for, like, what's the difference in workload or curriculum of classes, you would be best served asking the actual subject area teachers. So the departments are working on recording video. So the English department will record a video about senior English classes and the differences, and you will be able to see that. So we cannot answer content specific questions, but that information will be on the Monte Vista website. And let me see if I can pull this up for you guys. Okay, so real quick, if you go on the Monte Vista website right now, a pop-up will come up saying, you know, go to our course selection page. This is where it will take you. You can see on February 10th, we're going to have a course info fair, and there's the schedule for that. Below that, the FUHSD course selection guide. So this lists the courses and information, kind of a brief little blurb about what is involved in the course. And then the biggest one, the 2021-2022 course offering. So if you click on this, this will take you to every single course that we are going to offer for next year. So maybe you say, you know what, I think I need to make my G elective, or I still need to take a fine art class, or whatever your question is about that. You can scroll, you can see all the classes that we are going to offer in those categories. Lastly, we also have the different grade levels. So you guys are the class of 2022, so crazy. So you can see your Q&A webinar that you are joining us with now. On Thursday, we will host a parent and student one. Same format. It will be all of us and assistant principals, and we will be answering questions as well. There's also some departmental information here. So as departments record videos about courses, those will be posted on this page as well. So we will get all that information out to you as soon as departments are done recording.
Ms. Kasha, can you pull up that course offerings thing real quick?
Absolutely. Hold on. Boop, boop, boop. This is super helpful to have, I must say.
So the first question, do we need a college prep elective for UC admissions? If so, what would that be? So there is a requirement for UCs and CSUs for Area G college prep elective. So you can see in the left-hand column under some of the applied academic courses, Principles of Business, International Business, there's that little G next to it. So any course that has that little G next to it definitely meets that college prep elective requirement. Or you just have to do one extra class in any of the other categories. So if you do an extra year of visual and performing arts, or you do an extra year of science, or an extra year of math, which probably 99% of you are going to do anyways, or extra year of world language, you will meet that requirement. So it doesn't mean you have to specifically take an Area G course. You can, or you just take an extra year in any of the other required categories.
If you have not taken a fine art yet for college, you can see in this middle column here, all of our music, you can see right here in the art, underneath all the art, the listed art classes, you can see the ones that count for the fine art requirement have the F. You can see it's all of those except advanced multimedia and commercial art and design. So all of those other courses give you the F for art. In music, all of the music courses give you the F, and you can see as well all of the drama. In addition to those, if you look in the applied academics, multimedia design, which is a journalism class, also gives you the F. So again, if you have not taken your F requirement for college, these are some of the classes that you can choose from. Additionally, you can take PE dance. Maybe you put off your fine art and you put off your last 10 PE credits. You could take PE dance, that will count as PE credit for graduation, and then you can list it as your fine art when you apply to college.
All right, there's a question about middle college. If you participate in middle college, Are you still able to participate in Monte Vista activities? Yes, you are, as long as it does not interfere with your school day and your curriculum at De Anza through middle college, then you can still participate in extracurriculars, sports, etc.
Is it okay to take 4 classes in Monte Vista if you take 1 outside of school? So you need to, there's not like a yes or no answer. You need to make sure that you have enough credits. So will taking those 4 classes still get you to 220 total credits? So that's the first thing. Are those 4 classes the last classes that you need to graduate? You know, obviously you guys need English senior year, you need a semester of economics and government. So those are the 2 specific senior year classes that you need, or technically 3 classes. So you know that you need those 2. So really it's, are you taking the classes that you need in terms of specific courses? Do you have enough credits? If the answer is yes to both of those, then you are welcome to take outside stuff and only 4 classes with us. The K-12 form should be sent out within the next 2 weeks. So maybe next week, first week of February, I think at the latest. So be on the lookout.
There's a good question about the geometry requirement. So as hopefully you all know, in order to attend a UC, you do need to take a full year's worth of geometry. Some of you may have done it in the summertime, which is okay, as long as it's the equivalent of a year-long course and it's at an accredited institution. The question this student asks is about MIDI. MIDI should be just fine. On your college applications, you will list this course. You may not have to send a transcript. It really depends. It depends on the school. It depends on when you took the course. So please just make sure you're reading the instructions and the requirements for the college, and double check with your counselor if you have any questions about it, but please make sure to list it on your college applications.
Okay, some questions about sports. So we know that the district got approval to do kind of an abridged 3-season sports. Obviously, that means practices, games, competitions, whatever, but only if the county is in that tier, like if it is safe to do so. So that could change anytime. The district is talking about giving PE credit to students who are able to participate in those, but everything is still up in the air right now, so we cannot say for sure. So do not bank on getting PE credit this year. You still have next year. We're hopeful that sports will be back to normal next year, so you can still do it that way. But if you are still missing 10 PE credits, it is advisable that you sign up for a PE class. Don't think, oh, well, I'll do my sport this year and then I'll do that sport again next year, because there's no guarantee that credit will happen this year. We don't really know what will happen for next year. We're hopeful, but it is better to be safe than sorry. You do not want to not graduate because you have not taken enough PE credit. So again, if you only need 5, I would feel a little bit better about you rolling the dice on playing a sport next year to get in those last 5. But if you need 10, I would definitely say, please sign up for a PE class.
So there's a question about CTE courses district-wide. So our district does offer CTE courses. They are career technical education courses. So it provides you more hands-on experience in a particular field. For example, the child development series. So if you take a series of 3 classes through, and that one is offered through Homestead, then 3 child development courses, you can actually get certification by the state to work in early childhood care centers. So it just gives you more hands-on experience in a particular field. So if that is something you are interested in, then check in with your guidance counselor. So they are either offered either early in the morning or at the end of the period, so that we're able to do a schedule for you where if you have to go to Homestead or another site, that you have travel time to be able to do that.
A question about how dance is going to work next year. I'm not sure if you're talking about dance as in PE dance or dance as in the dance team. Both, I mean, there's the dance class is still happening if that's what you're asking about, and that's just happening online like other PE classes. If you're talking about dance in terms of after school activity, we're hopeful that things will be back up and running, but we obviously don't know for sure what's going to happen next year.
What are the fine art credit guidelines for graduation? So Technically, to graduate, there's what's called the selective electives, which is 2 out of the 3 in the selective category, which is the fine art, applied academic, and the world language. So you just pick 2 out of those 3 categories. So to graduate from high school, you can technically do a business class and a world language, and you would have met that part of the requirement. However, if you're looking to meet college eligibility, then you do need to do 1 year of a fine art requirement. And that could be art, drama, choir, music, band, photography, design, 3D design. Those all count under your fine art requirement.
Good questions in here. Good questions, everybody. Keep them coming. Can I request a free first and a free seventh? Sure. Why not? Go for it. Just remember that if you put anything in that, you have your top 6 classes. Those are the ones that we can almost pretty much guarantee. Whatever you put in that 7th choice is not going to be a guarantee, and it's only additive spaces available. So if you're requesting a free first period in that 7th choice, there's a chance you don't get it. But yeah, I mean, depending on the courses you need for graduation and for college, you're welcome to request a free first and a free 7th.
How many classes do I have to take to do a sport or activity? So I think you just need to be able to look at your overall schedule to see what you're able to manage, for next year. Also, given that you have college apps in the fall. But typically we always say rule of thumb is to have 5 on your schedule.
Next question, will Gov or Econ be first semester? So you'll select which Gov and Econ classes you want to take, but you won't get to decide which is first semester, which is second semester. So you could have Gov first semester, Econ second semester, or vice versa.
So if you're missing credits in the applied academic category, but you're not missing credits in the fine art and world language, then technically you don't need the applied academic category. You just need to work on your general electives.
We took 2 years of different PE courses already in 9th and 10th. Does this mean you don't have to take PE anymore for senior year? I mean, if you took a PE course in 9th grade and 10th grade, that's 20 credits. I'm assuming you passed both years. Then yeah, you technically do not have to take any more PE classes.
If you are not sure what you still need, first of all, I will say we are going to review all transcripts in March and get back to you if you are missing things. Typically, for juniors, for you guys, y'all wait to do your art and you wait to do PE. So we keep sending out letters saying, don't forget you need a fine art next year. Don't forget you have X amount of PE credits you still need. So we will do that. If you want to know and be proactive and look into that before March, obviously, because the IC portal closes March 5th, you can go into IC and you can look up your transcript and you can see if you still need an art class, if you still need, you can see how many credits you've earned, what you still need. So you can see, okay, I got 10 PE credits my freshman year and I did that one season of a sport, so I'm at 15, so maybe I only need 5 PE credits. What some seniors do is, maybe they got their, 10 PE credits freshman year. They played one season of a sport and then they were like, I don't really like this, so I'm not going to play that sport again. We get a lot of questions. Can I sign up for a PE class and take it for first semester and drop it for second? Yes. So if you're only missing 5 credits, you can take PE in the fall and you can drop it for spring and then you'll still be good. You can keep it too because PE is great and you're getting exercise and it's great for your mental health. But if you would rather have that as free time, you're welcome to drop it.
And I would say, just to add to what Ms. Kasha said, every semester you should check your transcript and just review it. We're wonderful people, but I think it's important that you all know for yourselves as well.
Yeah.
So will the current situation continue? I believe you are referring to shelter in place and distance learning. We don't know. I mean, it's ever changing. I know our superintendent is, meeting with the county every, pretty regularly to get updates and kind of figure out a plan. But at this point, as of now, we are still in shelter in place and doing distance learning. We don't know what later will look like.
There was a question about subject tests. So if you are not aware, College Board has canceled. They will no longer be offering subject tests. If you already signed up for some, they will be sending out refunds. So subject tests are no more. Colleges, you know, for the seniors currently who are applying, they had the option to take subject tests. For you guys, I can't imagine that colleges will require subject tests for you because, you know, as of this year, you haven't been able to take them. So I don't think that it would be fair. With that being said, we are not colleges. It is up to them on what they want to require. So if subject tests are not happening, you know, it could change what they want. Maybe they want different things in lieu. Maybe they say, forget it. We really can't answer that question. All we can say is subject tests are now not a thing and you do not need to worry about them. And if you are concerned about what requirements the colleges that you're thinking about may have, then check those websites. You can go on the UC's websites, you can go on CSU's, you can start kind of just browsing and seeing like what are the testing policies. A lot of the colleges are making tests optional now, or saying, you know, like all sorts of different things, because obviously we're in a pandemic and people haven't been able to take, you know, college tests. So it is not something that likely will be an issue for you guys, but really you just need to check with the college's websites and find out for sure what their policies are.
Any courses outside of what's required and fulfilled will fall into your elective category. So you will be able to earn your electives very, very quickly. Not anything to be concerned about.
If you're having trouble accessing Infinite Campus, I know Ms. Kasha is about to post some instructions in Schoology about how to log in. But if you forget your password or don't know what to do, you can also contact the librarian, Miss Utili, and she can help reset your password. So check Schoology. I think maybe today or tomorrow, Ms. Kasha is going to send out an update on the MVHS guidance course.
This is what it looks like when you try to log into IC from the website. The student username is the first portion of your email. So everything before the @FUHSD. So that's the first letter of your first name, your last name, and then some, I think these numbers are some of your student ID number, I forget. So whatever the beginning of your FUHSD email is, and then your password is the same password as your FUHSD email. So if you were trying to log into Infinite Campus, you forgot, or you never did, this is the information, and I'll be posting that in Schoology.
Aren't we going to post a how-to video for course selection to walk them through how to select their courses in IC?
I don't know if admin's doing that.
Okay.
I think there has been a handout in the past with like screenshots of how to do it, but I don't know what or when that's happening.
Okay. Yeah, off the top of my head, I totally forgot.
Being a TA. So if you guys want to be a TA for next year, which seems to be a popular thing for seniors because you get credit and there's no homework or tests, you do not need to put that on your course form. That's something that you will sign up for in the fall. So in August, when you have your schedule and you can see which periods you have free, there will be TA forms in the office. You can pick one up, find a teacher who teaches that period, and you can have them sign off saying that you can be their TA. We will not change your schedule to accommodate a TA. So maybe you have a free 5th period and you really wanted to TA for Miss Smith, but she doesn't have a 5th period, so you can't. We're not going to change your schedule around so that you can have a free period in another period. So, just to think about.
There's a question, do sports that were canceled halfway through the season because of COVID still count towards your 5 PE credits? So if you played a sport last year, there was a process to continue doing that, and you could have earned 5 credits. I don't know. It depends on each person. If you continued to do what Mr. Bonacorsi required, if you want to double check your credits, again, check Infinite Campus, go to your transcript. You'll be able to see if you were awarded PE credit for the spring last year.
So for SAT that you bought, in terms of subject tests, they are canceled immediately and you will be getting your refund back. Questions about scholarships. So yes, for sure. We'll have a lot of information in early fall about scholarships and applying for them and what to do. We'll host brown bag lunch sessions with Ms. Parfait, our college and career advisor, and there's a whole session on scholarships.
Okay, so
So,
go ahead.
all right, there's questions about letters of recommendation. So in the spring, we will, very soon, we will be doing our guidance presentation, and in it, we will talk about SSR process, applying to college, letters of recommendations, and so forth. So all that good information will come soon.
Hang tight. Things are changing too with colleges, and obviously, we just talked about the College Board canceling subject tests, so things are still in real time happening and changing. So hopefully in the next couple months, we will have as much accurate information as we can to share with you guys.
And I think, yes, if you bought an SAT subject test, it will be canceled and your money will be refunded if you purchased this SAT subject test.
Course selection, course selection, your K-12 forms will be sent soon. So it hasn't been sent yet. So you haven't received any forms for course selection. That'll be sent hopefully by the end of this week or early next week.
Is it okay to take AP Computer Science A if you didn't take Java at Monte Vista? I'd probably say reach out to your counselor about this. In general, it's not advised. Really not advised. Our own Java class prepares you for our own AP Computer Science class. So, for more specifics, probably reach out to your counselor about it.
No, if you are planning on doing college now, how it works is English and history will be built into the beginning of your day. So English and an econ government class will be first and second period, and the remainder of your school day will be all at De Anza. It will not be at Monte Vista, so there will be no TA class added to your schedule at Monte Vista. Yeah, so recalculating grade point averages for AP classes. So again, Monte Vista, we are on a 4.0 scale. We do not weight the grade point average. However, some universities will want to recalculate your grade point average. So for example, UCs, you just list your classes on your college app on the UC application, and UCs will recalculate your GPA to provide your AP and honors courses, which is capped at 8 semesters, 4-year-long classes. Now, if you've taken a De Anza class or any community college class that is a UC transferable course between your sophomore, junior year, prior to senior year, and they are UC approved, they will also get calculated into the grade point average if it's within the cap of 8 semesters.
If you bought the SAT from Monte Vista Student Store for March 3rd, then how will we know what to do the day of? I believe they will be sending out information in the coming month about the testing day on March 3rd. There was another question about if you wanted to remove the essay from the March SAT. I'm assuming that means if you bought the essay for the one at Monte Vista, is what I think that student's asking.
I know that's what it means.
Yeah, you can cancel the essay portion, but we cannot give refunds for that. So you will not get any money credited for not taking that. If you can choose to not do the essay portion, but you will not get a refund for that piece. That's the district policy or the district information that was passed along to us.
So questions about concurrent enrollment. So all of the community colleges have a page listed just for high school students for concurrent enrollment. You could just Google it, De Anza plus concurrent enrollment, and they list all the different steps that you need to do. So firstly, you would need to apply for De Anza. Once you get a student ID, you submit your concurrent enrollment form to us, and then you just go through the process and steps. Typically, as high school students, you're last to pick classes, so you just wait for your registration period and sign up for courses.
Question about concurrent enrollment and middle college. Yes, there is a difference. So concurrent enrollment is For example, maybe you just want to take a psychology class at De Anza because you want to find out more about it or you're interested about it. That's great. Middle college is an actual program that's offered through our FUHSD, our district, and you apply for it. If you get accepted, your following year, you'll be doing full-time at De Anza College. English and history is taught by our district teachers, but they are housed there. And every other class you take is at De Anza. So you would no longer be doing any classes at Monte Vista.
So I did middle college my junior and senior year. And the reason why I decided was just because I wanted a different high school environment. I'm a very introverted person, so I like the just small community that I made at middle college. And it allowed me to take some, different courses than I could at my high school. But the main thing was just high school was not exactly for me, so I decided to do something else.
Okay, what places outside Monte Vista give courses that give high school transcript credit? Nothing that you take outside will go on your Monte Vista transcript. If you take any enrichment courses, you can submit them to colleges when you apply as additional coursework, and they can choose how they want to factor that into what you've done in high school. If you were looking anywhere to take additional courses and it is at the high school level, you want to make sure that the school is accredited and the courses are UC approved, because otherwise it doesn't matter what you take, colleges aren't going to accept the coursework. So that's just what you want to, I'm not going to give any examples because I'm just not. So you have to do the research on your own and just make sure that they are UC approved.
Honors courses, will that be counted? So again, for us, we cap at a 4.0 and we do count that. For colleges outside, you are given additional point for honors and AP coursework.
Done.
All right.
Well, thank you all for joining us. We hope you have a wonderful week. We're going to have another Q&A. We're having a parent night Q&A on Thursday. So if you want to join and ask your questions there, we will be there with admin to answer questions again. If you have other questions, please reach out to your guidance counselor individually. And again, if you have questions about specific courses and content, like the differences in senior English classes, please wait for the videos the departments are doing or talk to your subject area teachers about that. Okay. Have a wonderful week.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.